Hey guys, and welcome back to Degracia Disorder. Now, if you guys made it to this part in my daily vlog, I want to thank you guys. I know in the beginning I told you guys that this was going to be a daily vlog, a diary pretty much, and I know it started to sound a little therapeutic. I started sounding like another advice column, and that's not what it's supposed to be. This is literally a diary that I'm putting out there. And like I said, if you made it this far, get ready, because we're just about to start. So, I've been trying to run away from my past. And just like everybody else, there's a reason why we run away from our past. And it's probably because of something really bad. And I'll tell you guys, something bad did happen to me. I ended up falling in love with a very narcissistic and toxic person. Don't get me wrong, in the beginning, I didn't even know who he was. He never even existed to me. And then one day, loneliness rolled around, and he was there. He was there at the perfect day, the perfect time, the perfect place. He was able to capture me emotionally when I had nothing to hold on to. He was my knight in shining armor. He was the one that was coming to save the day, or so I thought. I'll take you to the beginning. Me and this guy, we used to work together. We used to be gym partners. And it was fine. There was nothing there. And like I said, I never knew he existed. He didn't really mean anything other than a gym partner. Time goes on. And like I said, there was nothing. Absolutely nothing. Until one day, my relationship before him started becoming on the rocks. It wasn't all bad, just sometimes things aren't meant to be forever. He ends up leaving. So this guy, the narcissistic guy, we'll call him Guy A. He's Guy A, guys. So Guy A ends up leaving and didn't even think twice about it. And all of a sudden he started talking to me every single day, just saying, hey, you know, what's up? How's it back home? And I'm just giving him updates. Only to know that he was setting a path that was leading up to pretty much the doorsteps of my heart. We would message every single day. He would message me good morning, he would message me good night, and he would message me all the times in between. When my relationship before him, when it pretty much, we'll say it ended, and we'll give more detail on that one, but when it pretty much ended, that was his time. That was the time that he knew he could get me. So lines started getting blurred. All of a sudden, I found myself waking up every single day looking at my phone, and guess what? He messaged me. He messaged me good morning. He messaged me how I was. He messaged me constantly throughout the day, and he kept me company in my time of loneliness. I was losing myself, guys. The time where I should have been healing, the time where I should have been getting to know myself, he didn't let that happen. He took the opportunity and seized it. And did I fall? You guys have no idea. I fell for this guy without even knowing it. We would talk about the most random things. We talk about music. And anybody out there who knows me, I'm stuck in the 90s, guys. I love 90s R&B. And for some odd reason, this guy knew every single 90s R&B that spoke to my heart. He also knew I loved food. I'm a big foodie. So guess what? We talked about food. I had so much of a connection with him. I was like, wow, this guy's awesome. And the person who never existed before started looking like the one. The entire time that he was gone, guys, he was also seeing someone else. I'm not that type of person. I don't home wreck. I really don't. And I'm not trying to make this to make me look like I'm the good person, I'm a victim, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I share 50-50 in everything that has happened in this. I do. But this is a past that I've been running from. And I'm ready to face it. To continue with the story, I was falling for someone who has done this before. For someone who knew the exact words to say at the exact right time in order to get me. He's not done this once, twice, but apparently he's done it multiple times. And I feel sorry. I feel sorry for whoever's out there and whoever his next victim is. Guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And I don't know if you guys are ready for it or if I'm ready to tell you guys. But we'll start off slow. All I remember is that one day he was my everything. Now, what do I mean by everything? Guys, he was my emotional connection to life again. He was the reason why I started waking up in the morning. He was the reason why I could eat again. He was the reason why life just seemed to be worth living again. He made everything matter again. During the time where I was losing everything, he knew that was the perfect time to come in and get me. We constantly talked. I found myself happy. I was smiling. And even my family saw it too. He put up such a good front that yes, even my family had reservations about him, but they were like, wow, all right, Tiff is doing okay. She is. He literally had a whole bag of tools in order to get into my heart. He knew everything. And it didn't help that we also worked together. He knew what my schedule was. He knew what I did. And he was there for me. He was there for me to understand even like when I was having a stressful day at work, because he understood what I was going through. He was the one to me. He was the one who I woke up one day and said, you know what? This is the guy I've been waiting for my entire life. And I definitely ate those words. I did. The bad thing about being captured by a narcissist is that you don't know it. The lies that they tell you are truths. Are truths that you believe. The way that they just are able to tell you, I need you, I want you, just 5 more minutes on the phone, that will capture anybody's heart. That'll keep anyone staying in that type of relationship. I'll give you guys one story. Me and Guy A, when he got back, it was different. It was different because, like I said, I didn't want to be a homewrecker. And when he was gone, I made the decision to stop. I actually stopped talking to him. It hurt so bad because I constantly stayed looking at my phone, didn't block him, remained all communications, and he was on every single format of communication saying, Tiff, talk to me, do this, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, please, I miss you, I need you, I can't be without you. But I knew deep down that since he was still in a relationship, I had to stop. And I did, with all my heart. He came back. Of course he had to come back. And here I was, trapped in my own thoughts, loneliness, the feeling of me being by myself for the rest of my life. Take advantage, not take advantage, but lead me back into the one thing that made me stop talking to this guy. Okay, I know I probably went a little weird at that little section, but what I'm saying is that my loneliness brought me back to the very thing I knew that was bad. Loneliness is such a bad thing to have, guys, that yeah, you should be scared. It'll make you do some dumb things. I ended up meeting him, and the moment I met him, he knew I wasn't going away. So we ended up having coffee with a mutual friend there because we didn't want it to be a little awkward, especially with it being our first meeting as people who had feelings for each other. And our mutual friend was like, hey, are you guys good? And we're like, yes. So he left. We talked. We talked about everything. Obviously, you know, we're trying to make it friendly. And all of a sudden the big question hit, like, hey, I like you. Actually, let me rephrase that. Before the first break, and yes, I will say before the first break that we had, he told me that he loved me. He told me that he had to research what love was because he didn't understand the feelings that he was going through. He's never felt it before. So he told me, he's like, Tiff, I am still in love with you. Hook, line, and sinker. So during that night, we ended up going out on a drive. We went around the island because we didn't want to be apart. I didn't want to leave him. We went on a drive, took the long way, the longest way we can find, and I ended up dropping him home. We said bye. I was in the passenger seat, he was in the driver's seat, and we were driving my car. We said bye, and I walked out of my car, met him on the driver's side, and we hugged. All we did was hug. And the moment we let go, it was those types of hugs where it's like your soul went with that person when they left. And he looked at me and he told me, he's like, Tiff. And I told him, I know. And we were just speaking with our eyes. When I know what I want, or so I thought, usually when I know what I want, I go for it. I will go for it 100% head on. I grabbed onto him, I held his hand, and I pulled him closer. I kissed him. And for me, that solidified everything for me, knowing that yes, this guy is my one. I kissed him. One kiss sealed my fate. He hugged on to me, and I heard his heart beating so fast that I was like, wow, he feels the same way about me. His heart was pounding out of his chest, And he did not want to let me go. And that is the best feeling, guys. That is the best feeling, to know that someone loved you that much. That night was the best night of my life. Like I said, I was coming out of a hard relationship. Not hard, it was a good one. We just fell apart. I was emotionally distraught, emotionally confused, lost. That instead of taking time to heal, someone took that as an opportunity to come at me, to get me at my weakest. Stay tuned. Thanks for sticking with me throughout all my other episodes, because those episodes are pretty much going to tell you a backstory of everything. You guys will pretty much know a little bit about me before going into this situation. And I know people out there, especially my mom, probably doesn't want me to lay this out there. And don't worry, Mom. I know you have my best interests at heart. I know you do. People know this story already. They do. The thing is that it's my turn. It's my turn to face this. It's my turn to finally listen to what all you guys have been telling me since day one. You guys were right, and I'm sorry to everybody out there who I've hurt. Everybody who put their trust in me to do the right thing and I didn't. I was just lost, confused, and I thought I had a light at the end of the cave. But no, it was just the starting flames of what would be my hell. Stay tuned for the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, because I know you guys are going to want to hear the rest of this story.